Hello, my name is Angela Esau. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I would invite you to subscribe to this channel because I do post my projects often and I would like you to follow what I do. And if you have been following me because my 5 lessons on learning how to crochet, you definitely want to start making some cute little things out of crochet. So I'm sure that this channel will get you there. Now, this project here is definitely one that you can attempt soon after doing the 5 lessons. So I call this my Christmas tree double-sided pot holder. Part 1 is when I'm gonna do this panel here and I'm gonna show you how to shape the tree and all the whole change of color will happen. Part 2 is when you will join both parts and do the trim. And there is 3 skills here that you will learn that are not in the 5 lessons, so it goes beyond. And one is the changing of colors. So I'm gonna go step by step on how this tree here will form. And another skill for you to master is how to join 2 pieces of crochet. So I have 2 squares, the front one here with the Christmas tree and the back one which is just plain white. How I'm gonna put both together and make this nice and thick. Lastly, one more skill for you to learn is how to do an edging. So I made this ruffled looking like edge, which I think ended up really adorable. So there we go. So 3 new skills that you can add to your learning how to crochet venture. Now, the materials that you will use for this one here is worsted weight yarn. So I'm still here working with Red Heart Super Saver. In the back here, you will see number 4. So make sure that you get number 4. That's the perfect thickness for pot holders like these. And you need a 5mm hook. So that's all you need. Of course, scissors and a needle to weave in the ends. That's really no more than that. So chain 26 in white. And there we go. 1 is right there. 2, 3. If you're coming to this video here and you're curious about how to crochet, I recommend that you watch the first 5 lessons on learning how to crochet with Angela. And that's where I explain in detail how to do crochet. And once you mastered those 5 lessons with very simple projects that are given there, then I'm definitely sure that you're able to attempt something a little bit more difficult. This is a fairly easy project that I'm doing here. You just need single crochet and chains and the changing of colors. That's what creates a little bit of a challenge. Other than that, then also maybe the joining of the panels of the 2 sides of the pot holder. But other than that, it's a fairly simple project. So let's see if I got 26. There we go, 26. All right. Make sure your chains are nice and loose and stretchy. Okay. All right. For row 1, you single crochet in every chain, of course, with the exception of the first one here. All right. So you need to find the second chain from the hook. There's the first chain from the hook. There is the second chain from the hook. That's where you insert your hook and you form your first single crochet. And from there, you single crochet throughout the entire row until you get to the end, and you should have 25 single crochets done. I will pass forward and meet you there. All right, done. 2 more, and row 1 is completed. So let's just double check. We have 25 single crochets all the way through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go, 25. So I'm not going to be checking every single row because the pattern that I am following here to form that tree pretty much will tell you if you got the amount of stitches in each row. It will tell you if it's correct or not, because by the end, if it doesn't end up in the amount of white single crochets I'm telling you to do, is because something went wrong. But once in a while, just go ahead and check, do your counting, make sure you have 25, and then you move from there. Cool? Now, the next 2 rows are exactly the same. So row 2 and row 3, you simply single crochet across in white. Before you turn, of course, you chain 1, there we go, then we turn, and single crochet across. So this will be row 1. I'm sorry, this is row 2, and then I will do the same thing for row 3, and then I meet you at the end of row 3. All right, so this is the end of row 3. So what you did was just 3 rows in single crochet, 25 stitches, 25 single crochets done on every row. All right, so from now on we will start dealing with the changing of color. So I need you to decide which side is going to be your right side. It doesn't really matter to me which side is the right side. I'm just gonna pick this one as the right side, this one here that is facing me right now, and that is where I'm going to put this safety pin in the corner right there. The reason I'm doing that is because as we change colors there will be a lot of loose ends in the back, just like this is, see, this is what will happen. So the loose ends, they will be in both sides, all right? So you need to decide which one is your right side so that at the end of the work, we are going to pull all the loose ends towards the same side, which will be the wrong side, so that your right side looks nice and clear like this. All right, and it looks really neat, doesn't it? All right, so that's what's the deal here with the safety pin. So our first colors, as you can tell, will be brown, and then we have the whole tree that we will be doing in green. So whenever we switch colors, that's where you have to pay attention, where you have to switch the color so that your single crochet looks, that the color will get placed exactly in the right time, in the right spot. So I am going to show you right now how to do that in the brown. So get your brown ready. Keep it ready right there. So as I said before, this was the end of row 3, and we're gonna go into row 4. All right? Before we turn, always chain 1 and then turn. All right? Okay, row 4, 10 single crochets. Now pay attention to this. I'm going to be doing 9 single crochets first, and the 10th single crochet, I am not going to finish it with white. I will insert the brown and finish it with brown. Okay, so just pay attention to that. So here we go, 10 single crochets in white. 1, 9, and number 10, remember here, you insert, pull the yarn through, but don't finish it. Okay, this is stitch, this is still the 10th in white, but you gotta finish it with brown. I do that so that your stitches, your single crochets later on will look even, and that it looks like tiny little squares built one on top of the other. Otherwise it will look kind of weird. I tell you, it will if you don't do that, okay? If you don't change the color at this spot. All right, so here we go. Grab your brown, hold it nice and tight with your middle and thumb, bring it behind the unfinished 10th single crochet on row 4, and then loop the brown through and finish the stitch. All right, so this is the first 10 single crochets in white. All right, now we do 5 single crochets in brown. Now remember that the 5th, I will not finish that one, and I will insert the white. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now here number 5, I don't finish it, and I go back to white. Now the thing is that my white is attached here. I prefer simply snipping it off and attach it again. Okay, so remember I had said 5 single crochets in brown. I did not finish number 5th brown here. I kinda have to finish it up by inserting the other color already. There. Tighten up there a little bit, and then move to the end. Pretty much you have to single crochet white until the end. Just so you always know that you are doing the right stitches, I will tell you how many whites you have to go to the end. In this case here, it's 10. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There we go. There we go. So the reason that I insert the color exactly in that spot is that these chains here, that's when we know the color changed. Because if I insert the color after, that chain is going to be a different color, and then it's going to mix itself up into the other color, and it will look all zigzaggy and weird. So this is the way that you can order your colors just the way you want, and it's going to look nice and neat. So this was row 4. Now row 5 and row 6 is the same thing. Now I'm going to do row 5 one more time, slowly, just normal tempo. And then row 6, I'm going to repeat, and I'm just going to pass forward that, assuming that you got it. Okay? I think you got the concept here, right? So there we go. This was row 4 finished. We are turning, chain 1, turn, and now row 5. Again, 10 single crochets in white. I'll pass forward just a little bit until we get to the end of the 10, okay? Here is 10, but we don't finish it with white. We insert the brown. And again, the brown is attached still. So there will be a lot of dropping the work and cutting yarn here, back and forth, back and forth. That's just what this, you know, if you want to deal with changing of color, that's just something you have to face. It's a little annoying, yeah, but it looks good at the end, doesn't it? I really like that, the design it forms. And insert. All right, tighten it up, and then now here we go for, how many did I say? 5 in brown. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this one is 5, but don't finish it. Go back to white. Find your white. And you don't have to leave a lot here, just enough that you later may do a knot like that. So it doesn't have to be a super long string, but it can't be too short either, because I like to tie 3 knots and then leave it. All right, so let's find the white again. And finish that 5th single crochet in brown. All right, 10 single crochets in white to the end. See you there. All right, this is the end of row 5. I'm going to chain and turn, and row 6, I'm simply gonna pass forward, assuming that you got the idea here. It's the same as the previous 2 rows. There we go. And this is the end of row 6. Good, and we inserted the brown. Looking good, huh? So I think it's now becoming clearer to you how to change the color, because now we are going to start inserting the green, and that is going to be changing color all over the place. And the idea is always that color change happens at the last stitch of the color of the previous color. I think you got that already, right? So from now on, let's just always have the green ready. And lots of snipping and coming and going, and just pay attention exactly how many whites and how many greens on each row. And when you least see it, by the end of row 27, you're going to have a beautiful tree formed. So that's going to be really nice. All right, so moving on into row 7. Before we turn, we chain. There we go. This is row 7. 2 single crochets in white. 1, 2. This one you leave unfinished. Attach the green. And now we are ready for green. 21 single crochets in green. I will pass forward until they get to number 21. There we go, and this is 21. Find the white. There we go. And by the way, you may detach the brown here because you're not going to use brown anymore, and you may put the brown away. There we go. Okay, there is the white I'm looking for. Oh, come on. Attach the white and finish with 2 single crochets in white. 1, 2. This was row 7. It's now completed. Going into row 8. Chain and turn. Here we go. Row 8. 4 single crochets in white. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it there. Detach the green and attach it again. 17 single crochets in green. 16, 17. Find white. There we go. And then finish up with 4 single crochets in white. 4. There we go. So from now on, I'm assuming that you got the idea here on how to change the color. There isn't really much else I can tell you. It takes a little practice there to kind of jiggle around these loose ends and these, you know, yeah, they start building up. So don't worry about them right now. At the end of the panel here, we are going to deal with those. So from now on, every time I have a big section of color, I'm just going to pass forward until the end of the section and then do the change of color and then move on. So I'm not going to be counting aloud. I will tell you how many I have. It will say 4 single crochet white. I do them. 17 single crochet green. I'll do them. And then 4 single crochet white. I'll do them. So when it's like a big section like the 17 green, I will just kind of, you know, speed forward so that this goes a little faster. However, you stop the video and take your time and to do your stitch. All right, so 6 single crochets in white. This is 6. Thirteen single crochets in green. First you finish this one. 13 single crochets in green. There we go. 13. 6 single crochets in white. Row 9 completed. Row 10. Here's the beginning of row 10. 8 single crochets in white. 9 single crochets in green. There is 9. Eight single crochets in white. Row 10 completed. Chain 1, turn. Row 11, 3 single crochets in white. 19 single crochets in green. 19. 3 single crochets in white. Row 11 completed. Chain 1, turn. Row 12, 5 single crochets in white. 15 in green. 15 single crochets in green. There we go. 5 single crochets in white. Row 12 completed. Chain 1, turn. Row 13, 7 single crochets in white. There we go. 11 single crochets in green. That's 11. There we go. 7 in white. Row 13 completed. Chain 1, turn. Row 14, 4 single crochets white, 17 single crochets in green, 4 single crochets in white. Row 14 completed. Chain 1, turn. Row 15, 6 single crochet in white, 13 single crochet green, 6 single crochet white. Row 15, finish. Chain 1, turn. Row 16, 8 single crochets white. That's 8. 9 single crochets green, 8 single crochets white. Row 16 completed. Chain 1, turn. Row 17, 5 single crochets white, 15 single crochets green, 5 single crochet white. Row 17 completed. Chain 1, turn. Row 18, 7 single crochet white, 11 single crochet green, 7 single crochet white. Row 18 completed. Chain 1, turn. Row 19, 9 single crochet white, 7 single crochet green, 9 single crochet white. Row 19 completed. Chain 1, turn. Row 20, 6 single crochet white, 13 single crochet green, 6 single crochet white. Row 20 completed. Chain 1, turn. Row 21, 7 single crochet white, 11 single crochet green, 7 single crochet white. Row 21 completed. Chain and turn. Here we go. Row 22, 8 single crochet white, 9 single crochet green, 8 single crochet white. Row 22 completed. Chain 1, turn. Row 23, 9 single crochet white, 7 single crochet green, 9 single crochet white. Row 23 completed. Chain 1, turn. Row 24, 10 single crochet white, 5 single crochet green, 10 single crochet white. Row 24 completed. Chain 1, turn. Row 25, 11 single crochet white, 3 single crochet green, 11 single crochet white. Row 25 completed. Chain 1, turn. Row 26, 12 single crochet white. Now pay attention here. We have to insert the green and then do 1 stitch and then insert the white right away. So finish up by inserting the green. Now this is one single crochet green. That means you don't finish it up because you are already inserting the white. It's really weird, but yeah, sneaky too. And there we go. And then finish up with white. Just 12. All right, row 26 completed. Now I'm done with the tree. I just have to do 4 more rows and then I'm finished. So row 27, 28, 29, and 30 will be exactly the same. You will simply do the turn, chain 1 and turn, and single crochet 25 single crochets all across. And do this for 4 more rows, which will be row 27, 28, 29, and 30. I meet you at the end of the rows, at the end of the 4 rows. So here it is. Yeah, 30 rows and a pretty tree and a lot of fuzz. Yeah, so what do we do with that now? So snip this off and pull it through. There we go. There. So this is where now it's important for you to kind of like decide where was your right side. We decided that this was going to be our right side. So with that in mind, you need to pull all these strings to the other side. So start down here at the brown and find more or less where the thing is. You use the hook itself. So find the spot where the loose end is, hook it in and pull it to the other side. Yeah. So do that with every single end. So I think you got the idea here, right? Really not difficult. It's a little time consuming, but it's gonna look really good. So I meet you at the end when we are done pulling the strings in. There it is. Isn't it neat? Yeah, so guess where all the fuzz went? Right there. Now we gotta deal with this side. So for you to make sure that these will not escape to this side, because this is the side that's gonna show. And you don't want to leave these ends just open because they could eventually pull out like that. And then what, right? So then once this is attached to another panel, it's a little hard to kind of fix it. So we better fix it now. So what you do is you have to tie a knot for every single pair of open ends that you see. It doesn't really matter what goes with what here. Just make sure you do 1, 2, 3 knots, and do not cut them short, because the shorter they are, the more they will, the more chances are there for them to stick out later, to kind of like escape and start coming. So if the string, and start coming to the other side, you know, do that. And the shorter the left over here, the easier they escape, they get out. So you don't want that to happen. All right. So go ahead and just do that in the entire tree. 3 little knots on every pair of open ends you see. And again, I will meet you at the end when we are done with that. All right, there it is. Every open end has been knotted and fastened. And from here, you have to now go and watch the second video where I'm going to show you how to attach 2 panels and make a double-sided pot holder. All right, so I made this one here only in white and only using single crochet. It's very simple to do this. I don't need to show you how, because you get the idea on how to make a basic panel here, right? You chain the same amount of chains, which is 26, and then you will have 25 single crochets in every row, and you need to have 30 rows. All right, so if you're not quite sure how to build a panel just like that, go back to the lesson 2 where I teach you how to do single crochet, and I do a panel there. The amount of stitches there is different though. I do 22 there. Here I chain 26, but then just think of it, it's 26 chains and then 25 single crochets. All right, so these 2 guys will be joined, and I'm going to do a cute different kind of trimming on this one here to make it look nice and foresty. All right, So check video number 2 for the second part here to finish up this project. So thank you so much for watching this one here. I'm sure your Christmas tree is gonna turn really nice. And don't forget to join me in part 2 when you learn how to join both panels, do the ruffled edging and stuff like that. So it's all very well explained there. So thanks again. Join our group and show me your work.